What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the bar, and today I'm going to be talking about My Hero Academia Vigilantes Chapter 71. And if you haven't had the chance to check out my crossover theory that I released earlier in the week, I suggest you check that one out, because you guys in the comments were right about something that happened in this chapter. And like always, I'm going to be spoiling this chapter and the most recent chapter of My Hero Academia, mostly because I guess this is just one of those weeks where My Hero Academia and Vigilantes release on the same day. So I kinda just try to draw a line between the two and see if they kinda connect. But yeah, if you haven't read both chapters, go ahead and read them and come on back here. Otherwise, if you're here for the long haul, grab your drink, spark your J, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Let's theorize about what's to come and go over the chapter. Alright, Joker, man, let him in. I don't care if one of them keeps on talking about nukes. You don't know you're not allowed to have one. I read Injustice. Come on.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Get the bounty.
Alright, so you guys know how this works. First, I'll go over what happened, and then I'll let you guys know what I see coming. This is becoming a pretty regular thing every 2 weeks now, and it's kind of funny that either I guess what's coming or you guys in the comments catch what I am saying, and then you guys kind of formulate your own thing, and then in your comment, you catch what's going on. I wonder how we would have done if I did this type of stuff when everyone was trying to guess who Tobi was in Naruto. Anywho, the chapter. We pick up from last week, and Pop is still overly emotional about Koichi, and she still wants to tell him how she feels. Her and Rokuro, who is secretly the villain number 6, are at the cafe that they frequent, when she's going on and on about lacking something. 6 guesses that she's missing courage, when she kind of says, no, not that, and from right then and there, we get something kind of weird. An inner monologue appears, and it says, whoops, that wasn't it. Then number 6 corrects himself and says, oh, you can't find the right timing. Then, Popstep completely agrees, when we suddenly find out that the internal monologue that number 6 is having isn't even number 6. He's having this weird schizophrenic moment where he envisions O'Clock providing him with information about how he can utilize Overclock to read a person's facial expressions. From there, he can match his replies to the person's replies and move the conversation in his way. During this time, a simple conversation like this kind of scares the living shit out of me. 6 now knows who Koichi is, the girls that she works with, and now her mother. His goal is complete. He's assimilated into her life. From there, Pop goes back to Koichi's apartment. She begins cooking dinner when none other than Knuckle Duster shows up. It turns out that he hasn't been missing since the fight between him and number 6, but we still don't know what happened between the two of them post-fight. Knuckle Duster kinda calls her out for suddenly cooking. He says that the way that she hides her true motives and feelings is showing signs of cognitive dissonance. So for those that don't know, Knuckle Duster is flexing the fact that he's pretty much Batman. Cognitive dissonance is having inconsistent thoughts and attitudes, and he's pretty much saying that Pop needs to start being herself more. Because if she doesn't, she'll start working against herself, and without her even knowing, she might not make the right decision. Afterwards, she snips at Knuckle Duster, and then suddenly Koichi comes home, but he's wearing a backpack, so he's coming home from class, which leads me to believe that the time skip has happened to a degree, but not as far as we think. I personally was under the assumption that Koichi was already in the workplace already, but if I had to guess, it's skipped to his final year in college, meaning that we're looking at like a 3-year time skip at this point. This is further solidified because Popstep is still in her high school attire, so she would be like a 3rd year in school at this point. And this scene wraps up with the 3 vigilantes sitting happily at home. Then we flash over to the next scene, which is Pop and number 6 walking down the street. Popstep is lamenting about not being able to be honest and upfront when number 6 playfully ribs her. She compliments number 6 on his honesty and says that it's a pretty honorable quality. Number 6 kind of replies coyly, stating that he's Rock Nomura, the guy with a fiery personality and a complex inner life. Pop brushes it off, and number 6 reinforces being gruff and mysterious by saying, you should even see my base. I even kinda consider it my secret hideout. Popstep kinda thinks it's the cafe that they frequent when number 6 surprises her. He's gonna take her to the secret base. Yeah, by the way, that secret base, it's the Onamura Pharma Corporation, but now it's all dilapidated. And if you don't remember what the Onamura Pharma Corporation was, it was the main headquarters for the Villain Factory. At this point, number 6 is in so deep with Popstep that Pop doesn't even second guess the condition that his secret base is in. She actually kind of relates it to the fact that Koichi lives on his roof. They take a walk throughout the building, with Six acting like a concerned guide helping her traverse the shitty area. When he takes her all the way to the basement, where Pop kind of assumes, oh, I guess there must be some kind of like grungy hidden studio down there somewhere. Six motions towards the door, and Pop walks up to it very confidently. Only when she's walking up, we get this panel right here. Yeah, those are buzzing sounds, and to be more specific, it's the sound of bees. We then see number 6 flip the switch from rock to 6. He pushes the unsuspecting Pop Step through the door. She falls, her glasses come off, and then she looks up all blurry, and she sees corpses everywhere. It turns out, number 6 has been feeding people to Queen Hachisuka, Queen Bee. And now, she's all fed and the swarm is back up to full strength. It's time to take a body. And this time, it's Kazuo. And that's how the chapter ends, with Pop Step staring down a swarm of bees, defenseless. I know, I kinda did see this coming, but the fact is now, holy shit, she's gonna get Queen Beed. Before I even talk about this, let's backpedal a little bit because I have tons to say. But also, as we go, I'm going to be kind of trying to formulate a theory. So I'm jumping back to the part with O'Clock delivering a monologue to 6 about deciphering human expressions. I would like to think that this is number 6 having a psychotic episode. He's literally imagining O'Clock being a mentor to him and providing him with information on how to use his quirk. 6 has now learned how to use overclock so well that he's able to read a person's expression and be able to pick up on that person's subconscious tells during a conversation. And during that conversation, he's able to modify his own responses and from that, manipulate a person's thoughts and feelings. This means from the beginning of their encounter, he's had her beat. And considering Pop is being manipulated from the very beginning, who can blame her? The fact that number 6 is so banged up in the head and has an inner monologue that's O'Clock makes me think, was he created from the cells of Knuckle Duster? Is he a clone of All For One? Or is he a construct created by Dr. Ujiko? In the most recent chapter of My Hero Academia, we see that there are chips all over this room that Dr. Ujiko has. These objects will most likely be somebody's quirk. But not only that, we find out that Ujiko has actually replicated tons of quirks throughout the years. He's replicated what people would actually call rare quirks. And I have a feeling this means that it's totally possible for people like Mirio and Knuckle Duster to regain their quirks. Also, a quick side note about the most recent chapter of My Hero Academia. Sorry to kind of talk about both in the video. I did say I was going to do that. But my favorite part for this chapter would have to be the part with Present Mike and Eraserhead. When you see Present Mike's grip on Ujiko's jacket and then he immediately loses his cool, damn, I got straight up nerd chills. The heroes right now are talking like villains. And to some of the employees of the hospital, they're certainly acting that way. Ujiko is a beloved person in their community, and the last thing that the commission needs is something like this. The heroes could potentially give the PLA a foothold in their society, something they desperately needed not to happen. Back to Vigilantes though, because one thing I'd like to emphasize is for any villain in this manga, over the course of 71 chapters and what feels like almost 2 years of serialization, nobody has ever managed to attack Koichi this personally. We've seen Deku lose his nerve over Eri, over Koda and Muscular, but once have we never seen Deku targeted because of the people that he associated with. Koichi has this with 6. Number 6 took his friend, and before people start talking about the Bakugo thing, Bakugo isn't Deku's love interest. He isn't someone that stays in his house while he isn't home to cook him dinner. Pop is one of the closest friends that Koichi has, and now she's been put into a position that requires the Crawler to come out of retirement. But not only that, the Crawler has to prove that a pro hero is corrupt. I mean, it's not gonna look kosher if a vigilante goes after a hero. From that point of view, Koichi would get locked up pretty quick. I also picture the relationship with Knuckle Duster and Koichi becoming pretty strained. Koichi doesn't know his master's past, and the fact of the matter is, when he disappeared before the Sky Egg debacle to take care of Queen the first time, Koichi knew nothing of it. We can definitely say in the coming chapters, Knuckle Duster and Koichi will definitely be deceived by Pop Step to an extent, but when the truth comes out, Koichi's gonna be really angry with his master. But not only that, he's gonna put that hood back on and go after number 6. I just hope that Knuckle Duster does something to stop Koichi before he gets in over his head. Number 6 is Knuckle Duster's problem. Like All For One was All Might's, the problem of the teacher once again becomes the problem of the student. We'll have to see how Koichi handles this one, but my guess is we're gonna see Pop and Koichi fight while Knuckle Duster takes on number 6 for the final time. But really, from this, I totally want to see Koichi finally fly. He actually has that really cool moment when he's grabbing Makoto where he just wishes that he could fly. But that's gonna do it for this week's chapter review, everyone. I'm still working on part 2 and my part 2 alternate for my crossover theory involving the Vigilantes and the heroes of the main story. Additionally, I'll be breaking out a crossover theory about how some of the DC Universe heroes would actually fit into My Heroes universe, and how they go about helping defeat someone like All For One, or how they'd help take down the PLA. Also, quick shout out to Pseudo Pigeons for my amazing coloring of my thumbnail. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and be sure to follow me on Twitter at Dan Exclaims, where I actually throw out a lot of my favorite theories, like Aizawa going rogue and teaming up with the Vigilantes. Also, if you want to reach out to me, it's kind of the best way. And this is Dan. Oh crap, oh man, oh god, someone call Batman, the Joker got a new, Jesus Christ.